is. Anyways, so if you're wondering, here's my point. I guess my point is this. The U.S. government might have more information than this tracker, but they're not necessarily going to tell you that. There's no site where you can say, here's the website where you can see everything the U.S. government knows about this. So from what I think it's possible that the U.S. government and maybe other governments will know when this thing goes down earlier than the general public does. Because who knows what surveillance different governments have. But just because the U.S. government has really good surveillance doesn't mean they make it public on a website. So, yeah, I would not be surprised at all if the U.S. government knows when this thing goes down, and other governments do, before the general public knows. But the U.S. government, I know, is tracking it in Russia as well. And I would assume China is, obviously, too. Let's see here. Reagan says, what do the maps signify? The Celeste Tracks map, I don't know exactly what the red and yellow line signify. I think it might have to do with how low in the orbit it is. I know that earlier, when Space Track recommended this website, they said pay attention to the red lines or the low points in the orbital passes, in the passes, where, so as this thing goes around the Earth, it at some points is higher and some points is lower. So I guess the idea is it's more likely to re-enter at the lower points of the orbit than the higher points. I think that's the thinking. But I'll just show you what when Space Track recommended this website, they said pay attention to the red lines and the orbital passes, where, so as this thing goes around the Earth, at some points it's higher and some points it's lower. I guess the idea is it's more likely to happen to be but I'll just show you what this is. Go. Thank you, Healing Vision. Healing Vision says y'all need to pick up a physics textbook and you can get all the answers to your questions. So I guess Healing Vision wants me to teach myself astrophysics. It's during the live stream. Thank you, Healing Vision. And Rick, Lax, Kirti, Me So Hungry, Nia West, N. Lee, Cyber Dutton, I hope I'm getting everybody, and Aries Pjork, thank you, and Nicole Parrish. Okay, so here's where all right, so look, it is on its way to Haiti. All right, so let me check and see if anybody spotted this in Costa Rica, if any reports this. But you can see, if it's still in the air, it is going to Haiti. So let's go back. Hold on a second. Let's see what we got. let's see what we got. Hang on one sec here. I need to do this. There. That's that. That's this. Let's see. Let's see what we see. Are there any updates that I'm seeing? I'm not seeing any updates at the moment. Jonathan McDowell, Harvard astronomer, says if it's still in orbit after Costa Rica, the next landfall is Les Cayes, Haiti, and that it's in 1 minute. In 1 minute. Well, let's watch it on the tracker. It's about to go over Haiti if it's still flying. After it goes over Haiti, it's got a lot of water to come. After it goes over Haiti, it's on its way to Europe. So we'll take stock of what happens after it goes over Haiti. Oh, one of our viewers said they spotted the rocket when it went over Australia. That was a little while ago. Thank you, Brandon Johnson. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to look it up. But that was a little while ago. All right. So guys, if you're in Haiti, there it is. It's about to go over Haiti. Hopefully, it's not coming down on Haiti. If it were going to come down on Haiti, it would be doing so around now. So, remember, we don't know if it's come down yet. The best I can tell you is it's 9:47 p.m. The U.S. Space Agency said they believe it's going to come down between 9:11 p.m. Eastern and 11:11 p.m. Eastern. It's now 9:47. And it's passing over Haiti if it's still in the air. Hopefully either it landed in water before or it's still in the air and passing over Haiti and it lands in the water after. Ben Smith says, will it hit South Carolina? I'd have to check the tracks, but not if it lands in the 2-hour window the U.S. government said it would. Okay, so it is now past. We'll see if there's any reports. I'm guessing there's probably people posting fake pictures online. So I'm not going to post any reports of people seeing it unless I have a really solid source. So it has passed over Haiti, guys. It's on. If it's still in the air, it's on the route all the way. We got a little ways to Portugal. Now this says predicted reentry. I don't know what they're basing this on. But again, the predicted reentries we've seen are windows. The U.S. Space Agency gave a 2-hour window. The Aerospace Corporation gave a 4-hour window. So they just can't predict exactly when it's going to make reentry. But next, it's going to end up in Portugal. No. Next, it's going to end up. There it is, right there. So it's going to end up in Portugal. Here. Oh, I know what this is. I think. I don't know. So this actually. Remember this. So the prediction that that Space Track, which is the U.S. government agency, they gave a 2-hour window, and they said, look, the middle of that 2-hour window is at 10:11 p.m. Universal Time, and it would be in the Mediterranean basin at that point. So, I guess in theory, their official prediction is 10:11 p.m. But they're not very sure about that. That's why they're giving you a 2-hour window. But if you're looking for the exact midpoint of the 2-hour window, that's going to be in 21 minutes. Okay, let me just check here. Hold on. See what I'm seeing here. Write to me on Twitter at Lookner. Hey, Seth Ross showed me this, but when is this from? Oh, so ABC, no, this is, somebody sent me a video from Australia. ABC, and I don't know this account. There's an account that claimed, it looks like I don't know if it's a film account or something. They said that somebody saw it in Australia when it passed over Australia. I can't verify the video, but that wasn't in Costa Rica. That was in Australia. That video was, even if the video is legit, it was Australia, not Costa Rica. let's see here. Our viewer Saad Mirza says, are India, Oman, and Saudi Arabia safe? Well, actually, Saudi Arabia, on this current pass around the world, which is in the 2-hour window that the U.S. Space Track Organization gave, it actually, I believe, is supposed to go right over Saudi Arabia. So look, this is. Let's look at this. Let me show you. There's where it is now. So we're already 40 minutes into the 2-hour window that the U.S. Space Agency gave for when it would come down. Let's assume it hasn't come down yet. We don't know that it hasn't come down yet. It might have already come down. We don't know. Let's assume. It hasn't. Let's continue the track. If it hasn't come down yet, it's now traveling towards Portugal. It's going to go over Portugal, over Spain. It's this line here, over Portugal, over Spain. It's this line, over Sardinia, over southern Italy, over some of Greece, it looks like, then Gaza, Israel, Jordan, and then right through Saudi Arabia, so, and including right near Riyadh, and then over Oman. That's all of this is in the 2-hour window that the U.S. Space Agency gave. And then it'll go down here, and it'll go near Perth in southwestern Australia, and then maybe hit a little of Tasmania, and then go over New Zealand again. That's the 2 hours. That's where it's going to go in the rest of the 2 hours. So it is supposed to go over Saudi Arabia, right near Riyadh, if it's still in the air. Okay, let me just see if there's any updates. But again, people are sending me this video saying it's Costa Rica. I don't know if the video is legit, but even if it is legit, the original post said the video was from Australia. Let's see here. All right, let's just take stock here of what's going on. Okay, so if you're tuning in and you're like, what's going on here? Really quick, let's just explain this. Last week, China launched this rocket. This is a BBC photo. Last week, China launched this rocket, the Long March 5B. They launched this rocket to put part of their new space station into orbit. But what happened is this part of the rocket, the core, this 30-meter, roughly 100-foot long section, this orange part, that went into orbit as well. And now it is, and since that happened, for the last week or so, it's been tumbling out of control every 90 minutes or so, circling the Earth, getting lower and lower. So China apparently has no control over it, and they didn't build any control into it. So this roughly 100 feet by 15 feet piece of rocket is approaching the atmosphere, and eventually, maybe it's happening right now, it's going to meet resistance in the atmosphere. Part of it's going to burn up, and about 40% of it is estimated will survive the reentry, and it's about 22 tons. So 40% of it survives. That's about 10 tons of material, debris, and that debris will rain down on the Earth wherever this makes reentry. And actually, it could be like spread out over dozens of miles. That's what's going on. And where is it going to do this? Well, what we know is that the last projection we got from the U.S. Space Agency was that it was a 2-hour window from 9:11 p.m. Eastern to 11:11 p.m. Eastern. We are in that 2-hour window, so it's possible this thing has already gone down. But they retweeted this map from Nathan West. This is where the satellite. This is where the rocket's going to be in those 2 hours. Now, some of this has already happened. We have seen the rocket go here, 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 and we've seen the rocket, at least if it's still up, go here and here. So right now, according to Celestrak, if the rocket's in the air, it's currently approaching over the Atlantic Ocean, approaching Portugal. It's the yellow dot right there, if it's still in the air. The rest of the track, if it's still in the air, according to this Nathan West map, is it will go through Europe here, then through Gaza, Israel, Saudi Arabia, and go back down here, cross over a bit of Australia and some of New Zealand, and then the rest of the 2 hours takes it into the ocean here. So if it lands, if it reenters between 9:11 p.m., which was 45 minutes ago, and 11:11 p.m., which is an hour and 50 minutes from now, it'll be somewhere on this line. But will it be on that line? Will it re-enter in those 2 hours? We don't know. Now, just to give you a different perspective here, the Aerospace Corporation, which is a nonprofit that advises the U.S. government, they gave a 4-hour window. So instead of 2 hours, they said we think it's going to happen within a 4-hour window. And because it's a 4-hour window, there's more places it could land. So if you look at this, they have more luck. Goes about 2 hours longer than the other map because they have a longer potential window of reentry. You have this track which takes it over Florida and Mexico, this track which takes over a bunch of the U.S., and then going over northern Africa some, and some more of maybe some more of New Zealand a little bit here. So the more chance it has to go over places. It's a different, every time it takes an orbit, every time it goes around the Earth, it's a bit of a different track. So, you know, if it stays up long enough, if it stays up a couple extra hours longer than the U.S. Space Agency thinks, then that could bring in, Florida or Mexico or these parts of the U.S. into play. But we don't know how long it's going to stay up for. For all we know, it's already crashed. We don't know yet. So I'm waiting to find out more. Give me a shout. Let me know what you're hearing at Lookner on Twitter. And currently, if it's still flying, if it's still in the air, if it's still orbiting, it is about to get to Portugal. There it is. It's about to get to Portugal. Well, in a little bit. You see it on the Celestrak tracker there. Celestrak.com is, Celestrak.com is where you can find the tracker. See Celestrak.com. Okay, let me see if there's any updates. I'm going to check from you guys and other sources and see if I hear anything more about this. Jonathan McDowell, Harvard astronomer, just posted, he said the rocket is still in orbit. Even he doesn't know. He's a Harvard astronomer. He's been doing interviews on different news networks for days about this. He doesn't know if it's still in the air. He says if the rocket is still in orbit, it will pass in 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, it will cross the Portuguese coast between Vigo and Porto near Viana do Castelo. So we can zoom in and look at this on the Celestrak tracker. He doesn't even know if it's still in the air. Hold on. We'll go here and we'll put this up and we'll do this and we'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, here we go. You can see it moving slowly. You should be able to see it moving. So you can see it moving on the Celeste tracker, if it's still up there. So it's approaching Portugal. While we wait for it to get over there to Europe, let me just do a quick check here. How fast is the rocket going, says Hope Michelle? About 18,000 miles an hour. Am I worried about hitting Florida, Lolo? I'd rather have it not hit land than if it could hit Florida, but in a very, very safe location, so that we could all look at it. That'd be kind of interesting. But I don't want it to hit land, and so I'm not particularly worried about it though, because it's like if it's the first 2 hours, if it hits in the 2 hour window, if it re-enters in the 2 hour window, the U.S. Space Agency said that's not going to cover Florida. So I'm confident in the U.S. Space Agency on this. Let's see here. Oh, John says turn on the legend. No, I have. Portugal or Spain. I would think we would hear about it pretty soon, because you would hear people reporting, hey, I saw this debris. Whereas that's not going to happen if it goes down in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so the yellow dot is the rocket on the Celeste tracker, if it's still in the air. It is now passing over Portugal. I mean, you see how fast it's going. It only takes seconds to go across the country of Portugal. Once it gets over land, you see how fast it's actually going, 18,000 miles an hour. And now it's about to go into Spain. So that was quick. That was quick. Now it's heading into Spain. And I also, I don't know, Jonathan McDowell talked about, he was interested if people spotted it, but he talked about experienced observers. So, if it's still way up there, it's possible that you need to really know what you're doing. Like, I don't know if with the naked, if it hasn't crashed yet, I don't know if you can see it with the naked eye. Maybe you need to really know what you're doing and have like a telescope or something. I don't know enough about it to know about the visibility of this at this height. One of our viewers just said they're in Spain. Okay, it is passing over Spain. It's passing north of Madrid, if it's still in the air. If it's still in the air, north of Madrid. It's almost made its way across Spain. Now, let me say this. It's 10:03 p.m. The official, in quotes, prediction given by the U.S. Space Agency was 10:11 p.m. But they said that's the middle of a 2 hour window. It could be anywhere within the 2 hour window. But the official prediction they gave was 10:11 p.m., which is 7 minutes away. So in 7 minutes, we will be at the quote-unquote official prediction of the U.S. Space Agency as to when this would come down. But they were very careful to say that they can't pinpoint it, and they're giving a 2 hour window. All right, guys, it is now moving off the coast of Spain. It has passed over Spain if it's still in the air. I hope it didn't go down over Portugal and Spain. Hang on 1 second here. Let's hope it did not go down. All right, it's still, so now it's heading towards, I think this is Sardinia, right here. I believe that's Sardinia. Let's look it up. Shall we? How do I get out of this? There we go. If we go to Google Maps, oh, hold on, I got to do this. They always have the. Let's see. Sardinia, a large Italian island in the Mediterranean Sea. There it is. There's Sardinia right there. So, according to Celeste Track, it is about to pass over Sardinia. So we'll check that out. Some people mentioned an earthquake. I'll talk about that as soon as it passes over Sardinia. Before it passes over southern Italy, if it's still in the air, I will check the earthquake news. I just haven't been able to check it because we've been covering this. All right, it is passing over Sardinia now if it's still in the air. Let's hope it doesn't land on Sardinia. Just a few seconds it takes to pass over. Okay, now it's passing over Sardinia. Let me really quick just check the earthquake news. Hold on a second. Was there an earthquake? Let's see. I'm looking to see if there was an earthquake. Hold on. EMSC earthquakes. Greater 3.4. 3.4. 3.7. All right. You didn't have to interrupt me for a 3.7 earthquake. Santa Monica Bay, California. 3.7. Okay. Enough of that. Let's go back. Hold on. Let me just see if there's any updates here really quick. Any updates? Jonathan McDowell says the rocket track after crossing Sardinia, the next is the very tip of Italy from Rosarno to Salerno. Again, we do not know if it has come down. Maybe it's coming down right now. It is about to pass over southern Italy. This is Celeste track. In 4 minutes, it's going to be 10:11 p.m., which is the predicted, again, quote-unquote, official prediction. But we are in the middle of this 2-hour window that the U.S. Space Agency gave for when they think it will come down. Okay, it's passing over southern Italy right now. You can see it passing over southern Italy, if it's still in the air. Next up is some of Greece, it looks like. All right, so just to explain to you what's going on, we're talking about this rocket here. Before it gets to Greece, quick explanation. There's a picture from the BBC. This rocket, China launched it a week ago to put part of its new space station into the air. But this orange part, which is about 100 feet by 15 feet, this orange part, the core of the rocket is still tumbling around the Earth. It's out of control. They apparently didn't design any way of controlling it, and it's eventually going to break up, and some of it's going to survive, perhaps 10 tons of it, and debris is going to come down to the surface of the Earth from this orange piece here, this roughly 100 by 15 foot piece. And we are looking at the tracker. The U.S. Space Agency, their latest prediction was that it would come down between 9:11 p.m. and 11:11 p.m. Eastern Time. It's currently 10:08 p.m. So we don't know if it's come down yet. If it's in the air, it's passing over southern Greece right now. And the exact middle of that time, which they gave as a prediction as to when it would come down, is 10:11 p.m. So in 2 minutes, it'll be 10:11 p.m. and we'll be at the quote-unquote predicted time. But they really gave a 2-hour window. So it could be still in the air. It could have come down. Most of where it's passing over is water, which is good. Now we are moving on. Oh, it's going to pass over a little bit of Crete. Once it passes over Crete, it's on its way to the Middle East, Gaza, and then Israel. So that, again, we just don't know if it has hit. I haven't heard anybody reporting debris yet, but I'm going to check social media and see what I see. And so really, we're just waiting to hear. And as I said before, if it does hit the ocean, I don't know how long it'll take for us to hear about that. I've heard no reliable estimates of how long it takes to hear about it if it just lands in the ocean where no one can see it. Maybe the U.S. government, will tell with their special satellite stuff, and they'll let us know. Okay. Now it is heading for the Middle East. You can see, if it's still in the air, heading for Gaza and Israel. Thanks to our moderators. I can barely see the moderators because so many people in the chat. Mark Helton, our moderators, thank the moderators. They're all volunteers. Thank you, Mark, and Cynthia Moon, and everybody else who's moderating there. I can't even see them. And I can't even slow the chat. There's so many people in the chat. I can't slow it anymore. So it's just crazy. Really quick, hold on. Thank you to Krista Borden, who's been moderating there in Facebook, and thank you to other Facebook moderators. If I can see you there, I'm just looking over here. Really quick, also, any moderators I'm missing? Duxor, Ellie Bourne, Idaho Star, Maddie Maggs, Traveling Skinny Sully. Thank you to all of our moderators. Let's go back to the tracker. Sorry if I missed some of you moderators. All right, get ready. If it's still in the air. All right, it's breaking news. It's 10:11 p.m. We are at it's at 10:11 p.m. right now. This is where
This was the official prediction given by the U.S. Space Agency. They said 10:11 p.m. it's going to go down, but they weren't sure, and they gave a 2-hour range. So the official prediction was right now in the Mediterranean. That's the official prediction, but they gave a 2-hour window. We are now moving in the second half of the 2-hour window. Guys, if it's still in the air, it's about to go over Gaza and then Israel. Look at this. Oh, I can get closer. It's going to go over a little bit of the Gaza Strip and then into Israel. Well, I hope it's either gone down already over water or not going to go down in the next little ways, because now it's over land. Okay, Gaza, it's going to be over Gaza for like a second. Look at how fast it goes past Gaza. All right, it's already done with Gaza. Now it's going to be a few seconds over Israel. And then it's going to spend about 10 seconds over Israel. Then it's going to spend about, 30 seconds over Jordan. And then it's going to go into Saudi Arabia. And if it's still in the air, it's going to pass very close to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This is, I got to put this back up. This is the Celesttrack tracker. Celesttrack.com. They're doing a fantastic job. Celesttrack.com. This is the tracker recommended by the U.S. Space Agency website. All right, it's passing over Jordan if it's still in the air. I hope it's not going down in Jordan. Although maybe it could go down in one of these places. If it goes down in a remote area, that's so bad. Let's hope it goes down over water. Okay, now we're into Saudi Arabia. It is now into Saudi Arabia, and you can see it's going to be passing very close near Riyadh. Well, if it goes down near Riyadh, I would expect people to say they saw it and see debris. While it's passing over Saudi Arabia, let me just do a really quick check and see if there's any updates about this anywhere. Hang on a second here. I'm just looking. I don't see any updates there. Hang on. Hang on. See, Jonathan McDowell, a couple minutes ago, he's an astronomer from Harvard. He knows what he's talking about. He says, a few minutes ago, he said, now passing over Gaza, if it's still up. He doesn't know if it's still up. He has no idea if it's still up. Okay, let's see here. Our viewer says, hey, I got a message from a viewer who says, Abush says it just passed over Amman, Jordan a minute ago, still intact. I don't see it. Is this supposed to be it? Is that it? I don't know if that's it. Abush is claiming that that's it in Amman, Jordan. I can't confirm that, but if it's true, I hope you. It sounds like you're okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. We have tracker. Okay, according to the tracker, if it's still in the air, it is about to pass over right near Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. There's the capital of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. So according to the tracker, it's supposed to be near Riyadh. Again, I don't know. I can't confirm if people are seeing this or not. I don't know if that picture I was sent is legit or not, so I can't confirm that. I have no good sense as to what it would require to see this right now. Okay, well, it's just passing by Riyadh right now. There it is. Did anyone in Riyadh see it if it's still in the air? Now, it's going to continue. So it's going to continue, if it's still in the air, over Saudi Arabia and Oman. And then once, if it's still in the air and it goes past Oman, then we got a ways to go until it gets to Australia. So we'll watch it. We're going to watch this as possibly it keeps orbiting over Saudi Arabia and Oman, and then once it gets in over water again, I'm going to check the reports and see what people are reporting. Here's zooming out. So this is where we are. There's Australia down here. So we're at 10:15 p.m. We are more than halfway through the 2-hour window. The U.S. Government Space Agency said it was going to re-enter between 9:11 p.m. and 11:11 p.m. It is 10:16 p.m. We don't know if it's gone down yet. We just don't know. As soon as I hear anything about that, I will let you know. Oh no, one of our viewers said stop swallowing so loud. I guess I can't swallow anymore. That's going to make it tough for me to do the broadcast if I can't swallow. All right, so we got a little more land, and you know, I wonder, are we going to like, because, you know, after this first 2-hour window, if this keeps going, in the next hour or two, that takes it over Florida. So I don't know if we'll know. Like, by the time the track gets to Florida, will we know if it's landed or not? Like, are we going to be sitting here an hour from now saying, well, the 2-hour window is over, but we don't know if it's landed? So that could be kind of funky. All right, it's in Oman. If you're in Oman, it's where you are. We got a few seconds more over Oman, and then it's going to go into the Arabian Sea, and then we'll take stock, and I'll look for some updates here. But we are bringing you live coverage. We're showing you the tracker, but it's from Celeste Track. It's not clear. It's still up there. And in addition to showing you the tracker, I'm trying to find any information I can on whether this thing has gone down yet. So as soon as I hear anything on that, I'll let you know. Okay, so it's now entering the Arabian Sea, if it's still there. And next stop, Australia. Next stop, Australia down here. Okay, so we got a little while till it's Australia. All right, let me do some checking here. Let me do some checking and see what I could find out information-wise about whether this thing has been seen. And look, oh, it's going by the Maldives. Hold on. It's going to pass over the Maldives in 5 minutes. So it's really fascinating. Jonathan McDowell, he's a Harvard astronomer. He has done dozens and dozens of interviews on TV. I know he was on CNN. I believe he was on Al Jazeera. He's been doing international interviews. He's been like the go-to guy for TV interviews on this rocket. He doesn't know if it's still up. He just posted 5 minutes ago if it's still up. He doesn't know if it's still up. So we don't know if it's still up. But now this tells me he hasn't said he has heard any reports. I assume if he hears like good, reliable reporting that somebody saw it, he'll say so. He hasn't even said that yet. He says it will pass over Gan in the Maldives at 2:23 UTC, which is in 4 minutes. Let me just tell you about let's go to the Maldives. It is a state in South Asia. Here is the Maldives. The Maldives, if I'm pronouncing that right, is off the coast of India. There. So let's go back to the tracker. There's the tracker. Do they have the Maldives here? There's Maldives. There's Maldives. Okay. So in like 3 minutes or so, it's going to pass the Maldives. It's going south of India. There's India right there. So you can see India. Okay. So we do not know if this thing is down yet. So we'll come back in a minute and check out and see if it's hit the Maldives. Or not hit the Maldives. See if it's gone over the Maldives. Let's see here. Barb sent me this. Now, I can't verify this. Juan Carlos Perez replied to Jonathan McDowell and said this was taken south of Madrid a couple minutes ago. And Juan Carlos Perez posted a picture there. Now, I can't verify this. You know, it looks like a legit pic, but for all, I don't know. I don't know what this is. So maybe he did spot it. Maybe he did spot it. I can't verify it. That's from Juan Carlos Perez. He said he took this south of Madrid. So again, I can't verify it. Maybe he really did see it. It's very interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of unconfirmed stuff. A lot of unconfirmed stuff. Maybe he did spot it. I can't verify it. That's from Juan Carlos Perez.
said he took this south of Madrid. So again, I
let's
can't
see.
verify it. Maybe he really did.
If some random Twitter account says they saw it, that's I can't reliably say that that's
seeing
true.
a lot of unconfirmed stuff. A lot of unconfirmed stuff.
Okay. Right now, what is this? Yeah, there's all kinds of videos being posted in you know, I don't know if they're real. Anyways, I'm doing my best to look around and see what's out there. Keep sending me stuff on Twitter, @Lookner on Twitter. Just in terms of where this is right now, if it's still there and it has not re-entered yet, it is about to pass by the Maldives, south of India. So look at this. Remember, it's 10:22 p.m. The U.S. Space Agency said that they thought it was going to re-enter and crash, have the debris come down at between 9:11 p.m. and 11:11 p.m. So we have about 50 minutes left in that 2-hour time window. So for the rest of that time window, for the rest of that 2-hour window, it's going to be going past the Maldives, then go near Perth, and then it's going to go over Tasmania a little bit, and then go over New Zealand. Now, if it's still up after it passes over New Zealand, if it's still up, I don't know that it will be. Now we're getting into past the 2-hour window that the U.S. Space Agency gives. But say they're wrong and it hasn't come down yet. Well, then you start looking at the next track. And the next track would take it over Mexico and then over me. I'm in Orlando, Florida. Look at that. It goes right through Orlando. Oh my gosh. Should I, if we get to the point, I might have to go out to my window. See, the line goes right through Orlando. So if it gets to this point, if it gets to here, and we haven't confirmed that it's down yet, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna run out during the broadcast. I can't show you it. I'm gonna put the broadcast on hold. I'll put the tracker on the screen, and I'll run out and I'll see if I can see it. I think it'd be north of me. Let's see. I'm looking here. Yeah, okay, that's helpful. Who knows? All right. So I will go look myself if we get to that point. I will go look myself if we get to that point. All right, hang on a second here. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Breaking news. This is the Aerospace Corporation. I have breaking news. The absence of new data sets could indicate the rocket has re-entered. This fits both our own latest predictions uncertainty range and the U.S. government Space Track Org predictions. Without confirmed video footage, a decay message, or a new data set, we cannot yet confirm. We're still watching. So it's a little confusing. It sounds like what they're saying is that they were what they're saying to me is they're saying they would expect to have more data by now if this thing was still up and if it had not made reentry yet. And they're saying they don't have this new data. So that suggests it could have made reentry and debris then presumably fell to the ground. But they don't have confirmed video. They don't have a decay message or a new data set. So I wish they explained this a little more, but they just posted this 4 minutes ago. It sounds to me like they're saying that they thought they'd have some more data they don't have. In the absence of that data suggests maybe the thing has gone down, but they don't know yet. So let's see if they say anything else. That's very interesting. Have they replied to anyone about that? No, they haven't clarified that yet. So I'm going to keep an eye on what they say, but that's an update from the Aerospace Corporation. Oh, hold on a second. Look, guys, breaking news. Breaking news. confirmed the rocket was still in orbit when it went over Jordan. Okay? So now, Jonathan McDowell, he's saying he buys this video. This person, Waleed, says Chinese rocket seen over Jordan. Right there. So Jonathan McDowell is saying he buys this. He's saying he thinks this is legit. It passed over Jordan 15 minutes ago. I can't confirm this, but he's good with it. Again, this person, Waleed, posted that. He said it's over Jordan, and he said that would have been about 15 minutes ago. Yeah. But they don't know yet. And he said that would have been about 15 minutes ago. Okay. So Jonathan McDowell, Harvard astronomer, believes that that's a legit video. But the aerospace company thinks it might have gone down. Well, let's see here. Hold on a second. Hang on. Okay. So getting very interesting here. The Aerospace Corporation, which is a nonprofit that advises the U.S. government, they say the absence of new data sets could indicate that the rocket has re-entered. This fits both our own latest predictions uncertainty range and the SpaceTrack.org predictions. Without confirmed video footage, a decay message, or a new data set, we cannot yet confirm. We're still watching. Okay, well, it appears it was still going over Jordan. It appears, that's not 100% confirmed yet. It appears it was still going over Jordan. Jordan was back here. Jordan was back here. There's Jordan. Now, after Jordan, it went over Saudi Arabia and Oman, and then the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean, and it passed by the Maldives, and it's now there approaching Australia if it's still in the air. If it did go down and it went down after Jordan, then it would be Saudi Arabia or Oman or the ocean or maybe somewhere in or near the Maldives. That's what we're looking at. So it's approaching right now Australia if it's still in the air. So we don't know if it's still in the air. We don't know if it still has not re-entered yet. The plot thickens. But if it is indeed still up there, it's about to get closer to Perth, Australia. See? Let's see what else I can find out here. Let's see. Yeah, Jonathan McDowell says it's supposed to pass over Perth in 7 minutes. That's 2:36. So in 7 minutes, it'll pass over Perth. AI6YR, who I followed, mentioned that if it is still up there, maybe people will see it in Perth. AI6YR says the next place it would be visible if it hasn't plunged into the ocean would be Perth, Australia. So get out your cameras in Perth, or your binoculars, or your binocular. So the ScelesteTrack tracker shows you that if it's still up, it is approaching Perth. In a few minutes, it's going to be over Perth, if it's still up. Our viewer, Rosalia, says, I'm in Perth. Okay, let's see here. No. Sorry, people are sending me like random, if it's just a random photo and I can't confirm it, I'm not passing along unconfirmed photos and video. There's a lot of that stuff going around. There's a lot of unconfirmed photo and video. I don't know where it's from, when it's from. So I'm gonna wait and see if I can, I'm gonna hold off on posting random photos and videos until I have a better sense of whether they're legit or not. Jonathan McDowell, a Harvard astronomer, did think that the one from Jordan was legit. Okay, maybe somebody can get it in. Perth if it's still up. It is. If it's still up, it's approaching Perth. So if it's still not crashed, if it has not made re-entry, we should know that in a few minutes, because in 5 minutes it'll pass over Perth, and I would think we'd hear pretty soon if people saw it, although maybe nobody will see it. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Is it still up? Has it crashed? Has it re-entered? Let's see. Just trying to find information for you. Yeah, again, I appreciate people sending me videos, but I just can't. I can't just like pass along unconfirmed stuff that I have no idea whether it's legit or not. Erica sent me this. Jonathan McDowell said, Katie King said, how do we know, how do we not know whether it's still in orbit or not? Jonathan McDowell says it's not being tracked continuously. There are various radars around the planet, and a measurement is made when it passes over those radars. If it doesn't show up over the next one, we may conclude that it's down, but that info will take a while to come out. Okay? So he's saying they're using radar to track it. So he says if it doesn't show up over a certain radar, we may conclude that it's down. And that's what I think the Aerospace Corp, thank you, Erica, for sending that. That's what I think the Aerospace Corporation was talking about, because they said they were expecting some data, and the data didn't actually come in. This was right here. This was 11 minutes ago. They said the absence of new data sets could indicate that the Long March has re-entered. But without confirmed video footage, a decay message, or a new data set, we cannot yet confirm. So they made it sound like they're not getting data they thought they might get, which maybe is because it's gone down, but we don't know that for sure. All right, let's go back to the okay. According to Celestrack, this is approaching Perth. It is 10:33 p.m. According to Celestrack, if it's still up, if the rocket is still up, if it's still orbiting Earth, it is approaching Perth. It is supposed to pass over Perth, if it's still up, in Western Australia in 3 minutes. So look, if somebody spots it in Perth and they take a good video of it and that can be verified, well, then we'll know it's still up. So I'm guessing a lot of people in Perth are looking for this right now. If I were there, I'd be looking for it. Also, who knows, maybe some of the data they're supposed to get is in, maybe Perth is supposed to be able to detect it with radar. So maybe when it passes over Perth, we'll know, maybe there'll be some kind of detection equipment there that if it's down, will not detect anything, and they can say, oh, we really think it's down now. Let me just do a quick check here. Hang on. Hang on. Sorry. Let's go back. All right, guys, if you're in Perth, get ready. It's getting close. If it's still up, we're going to show you it traveling across Perth if it's still up. Oh my gosh. All right, we're waiting to find out. Has this thing gone down yet? It sounds like we might know soon if it's already gone down, because there'll be more data that doesn't come in. Let's zoom in. There it is. This is the Celestrack tracker. Wow. Wow. Okay. Now the altitude given on the Celestrack tracker is 141, which when we were looking at it before, it had gotten down to like 144 or something. But again, I don't know if it's still in the air. Well, guys, hopefully it's gone down over water. If it's not gone down, hopefully it doesn't go down in Perth. So we're just going to watch it on the tracker, go over Perth, and then we'll see if we hear anything. Thanks again to the moderators. It's really busy in the chat rooms. I know the moderators are doing the best they can. They are all volunteers, so I really appreciate the moderators. Okay, guys. Here we go. Oh, I zoomed in a little more for you. This is the CelesteTrack.com tracker. You can get it at CelesteTrack.com. Will we see anyone in Perth capture a video of this thing and prove that it's still in the air? Will we see it? We'll find out very shortly. Get ready, Perth, maybe. All right, here we go, guys. It's passing, if it's in the air, if it's still in orbit, it is passing over Perth right now. It is about to pass over Perth. There you go. Look at that. Well, maybe somebody out there is shooting a video of it right now that they will post to the internet and prove to the world that this thing is still orbiting the Earth. Is someone posting that video right now? I don't know. It is now passing over southwestern Australia if it is still in the air. After southwestern Australia, it's going to head to Tasmania, which is down here. Is Tasmania part of Australia? Do you know I don't know that? How terrible. I think it is. Tasmania. I'm going to look it up on my phone. Tasmania is an island state of Australia. There you go. I'm sorry if I insulted Australians by asking that question. All right, guys. It's about to finish going over southwestern Australia, if it's still in the air. As soon as it gets off southwestern Australia, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check your comments and other sources and see if I can find any other confirmation about what has happened, whether it's still, whether it has re-entered yet or not. Okay, so it's now going over water. Okay, let me go back here. Give me 1 second. Let me check some sources and see what they're saying. Okay, look, breaking news. Breaking news. The Aerospace Corporation says the data sets we use to make predictions are generated when the object we are tracking passes a collection of sensors across the Earth. We will know for sure that the rocket is down when it fails to pass over several of these sensors in a row. So they are looking at the data, and there was 17 minutes ago said they had stopped getting new data. But will they keep stop? So they're looking at, we'll see if they start getting data again. They're going to say whether they start getting data again for this or not. So we should hear something more from the Aerospace Corporation on their thoughts on this, on whether it's still up there or not. So they just posted that. Okay, breaking news. Breaking news. Jonathan McDowell says, after Perth, we have Tasmania in about 4 minutes, and 5 minutes after that, Collingwood and Wellington, New Zealand. Having said that, we're getting to the end of the entry window, and it's more likely that it's down by now. And he's saying that because the U.S. Space Agency said they gave a 2-hour window from 9:11 p.m. to 11:11 p.m. It is currently 10:39 p.m. So he's saying, since we've gone through about 3/4 of that 2-hour entry window, he thinks it's more likely that it's down by now. But no confirmation. No confirmation. Let's see. Did anyone see it in Perth? Kevin O'Sullivan sent me a picture from Perth. I don't see any kind of objects there. He said skies over Perth at 10:37 a.m. I guess when it passed over. So there's still sky in Perth. Let's see here. Chris Valentine says if it's daylight, one cannot see it unless it's actually re-entering the sky is too bright. See, thank you, Chris. I don't know about this. As I have said before, I don't know whether people can see it with the naked eye and under what conditions. I just don't know. So, and I haven't heard anything reliable about that. So I apologize, I don't know more about that. Let's see here. It sounds like the Aerospace Corporation might know pretty soon if it's down. Hang on. Okay. just to show you where it is. If it's still up, it's about to go over Tasmania. Now, if it's still up, it's about to go over Tasmania in Australia and then go over New Zealand. And then if it's still up, it next is going to go, the track would take it over Mexico, south of Mexico City, and then right next to me. I'm in Orlando. So what I said before is if this thing, and it's nighttime in Orlando, if this thing is not confirmed down by the time it gets to Orlando on the tracker, I will run out to the balcony with my binoculars and see if I can see anything. I promise you I will do that. That's going to be in a little while, though, for it to get there. So if we don't have confirmation it's down, by the time it gets to Florida, I will certainly go out to my balcony with my binoculars. Okay, it is about to go over Tasmania, state of Africa, if it's not down yet. Okay. So we'll watch this on the Celeste tracker, and then I'm going to check and see if I see any updates. So let's just keep an eye on this. Now I have no idea if it's still up. Could people in Melbourne see it right now? I mean, it is daytime there, right? What time is it in Melbourne right now? I'm gonna look this up on my phone. Melbourne time. It's 12:43 p.m. in Melbourne. Can people see it in the middle of the day? I have no idea. One of our viewers, Chris, thought they couldn't see it in the middle of the day. But you can see it is now passing over some of Tasmania if it's still up. If it's still up.